If you didn't get all of your shopping done on Black Friday, small businesses across the country are counting on today, Small Business Saturday, to boost their bottom line. Now, one of those communities, Charlotte, North Carolina, is hoping for a big turnout, especially after the Trump administration targeted immigration raids, which disrupted operations at some small immigrant-owned businesses. Joining us now to discuss is Greg Asciutto. He's the executive director of Charlotte East, a nonprofit focused on helping local communities thrive. Greg, thank you so much for joining us here at CNN. Following this Border Patrol operation, we saw dozens of immigrant-owned businesses reopen, but cautiously. Some locked their doors, some had bare-bones staff members. We saw owners even washing the dishes, and some didn't reopen. What's the mood on the ground there right now? What are business owners telling you?
Absolutely. Well, good morning and thank you for having me. Over the past 2 weeks, roughly 400 small independently owned businesses are in our geography of East Charlotte. 70%, give or take, are owned and operated by first or second generation immigrants. We estimate that more than half of those businesses face some type of closure, many for 3+ days. With the average daily loss of revenue being roughly $2,500. Last week, things slowly came back online. You had many of the businesses that closed for the full previous week come back on with skeleton crews, with owners taking the bulk of the labor on. But the problem that we're still going to have for the foreseeable future is a large percentage of the customer base is still reluctant to come out and resume the same type of shopping and consumer habits as they were previously.
And what are you hearing from these business owners? Do they have concerns that they might have to shutter, that the money's going to be tight if things continue this way?
Sure. So we have not heard of any of those direct cases yet. We are waiting on that other shoe to drop. We know that the previous operation that's happened over the past 2 weeks is not going to be the last time that this happens. So what we are trying to do over the next quarter very rapidly is set up some of our businesses to be prepared for the next time we have an emergency event like this. So get systems set up for individual business owners to be able to receive revenue now in the form of gift cards. Many of our businesses don't have that system set up where they can take revenue directly without making any expenses. We're trying
You're talking
to get
about
our
Fuerza del Este, right? You're talking about that campaign, Fuerza del Este.
So we are also running concurrently. It's going to be in honor today of launching Small Business Saturday. Exactly, matching gift cards for individuals that shop at any of our 400 locally owned businesses throughout the month of December. We'll be doubling the amount of gift cards that patrons receive in return. And throughout December, setting up a lot of our businesses that don't have that operational side in place for gift cards, getting them set up to prepare for that. Absolutely.
And if I could dig in a little deeper to what you were mentioning, this survey that your organization conducted of nearly 100 local businesses, those numbers, you mentioned a few of them, they're really striking. I want to dig into this a little bit more. Average daily losses of about $2,500, at least one business losing as much as $12,000 in a day, 47%, so nearly half of businesses closed for at least 3 days. How would you describe that level of economic ramification, and what does recovery look like? How long does that take?
Sure. And I will say that the term that I'm using for our specific insulated ecosystem on the east side, it is extremely reminiscent of the first week of COVID. Where a lot of business owners shut down, didn't know exactly how long they were going to be shutting down for, had some emergency precautions in place and procedures, but not quite the total gamut. But in terms of how long we're anticipating this disruption, I mean, it's easily going to be at least a quarter of economic activity until we believe that we return to some level of normalcy.
Greg Asciutto, thank you so much. And I hope lots of folks go out there and support local businesses today and past today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The holiday shopping season is officially in full swing, and small business owners are hoping to lure customers away from big box retailers with a push to shop local starting today, Small Business Saturday. The awareness is critical for small businesses that have seen surging tariff costs and growing payroll and healthcare expenses amid a shortage of affordable loans. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has more on the crisis threatening mom and pop stores across the nation.
Small businesses are the backbone of the U.S. economy. They account for the vast majority of total businesses in the nation, nearly half of all employees, and the bulk of the job growth. In 2025, the mood is mixed among some of these businesses and their employees. Doug Scheffel's experience as a small business owner is similar to many others across the country this year.
In a small business world, everything is cash. It's everything you worry about. And I just see all the costs rising.
Scheffel is the co-owner of family-run ETM Manufacturing in Massachusetts. Back in April, he says he laid off about a quarter of his employees as the Trump administration's tariff rollout dented demand for the machine parts and sheet metal his company sells.
It just has become almost impossible to plan and be thoughtful about our workforce, be thoughtful about the how we pay those people, how we employ them.
Beyond the economic uncertainty small businesses are facing, Aaron Terrazas, an economist for Point, says another challenge is accessing financing.
Credit conditions, bank lending conditions for small businesses have tightened now for 13 consecutive quarters. I think that's probably going to continue.
The average rate on a new urban small business term loan was over 7% at the end of last year, according to the Kansas City Fed. But many small businesses face rates well north of 10%. All of that adds stress on businesses and its people.
If you're spending all your time worrying about how to get your payables in line, your cash in line, and you're taking out really expensive debt to cover those gaps, it's hard to think about growth because you just can't afford it.
Scheffel tells me high prices at grocery stores, for example, have also left his employees preoccupied. They're not alone. About 1 in 4 U.S. households are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning they're spending over 95% of their income on necessities like housing and groceries, according to estimates from Bank of America. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Ivan, thank you for that. Well, shoppers reached deep into their wallets on Black Friday, shelling out, listen to this, $8.6 billion to online retailers. That's up 9% from last year. Analysts say steep discounts help drive the surge as retailers try to woo customers during the Super Bowl of shopping. The surge is expected to continue despite Americans feeling the pinch of rising costs. The National Retail Federation forecasts that retail sales will continue to rise in November and December, similar to last year. Walmart and TJ Maxx are expected to see strong sales, but others like Target may struggle as shoppers hunt for deals. Long gone are the days of lining up outside of big box stores on Black Friday, those doorbuster days. Gone, gone, gone. These days, you can buy almost anything online, and tech giants are betting on AI to keep consumers spending this holiday shopping season. Joining me now is business writer Lisa Lacy to explain what is ahead and how tariffs are threatening shoppers and business owners. Lisa, hello.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, so what is this business of AI can help me shop? How does that work?
Well, I think that there's a couple of really good use cases for AI this holiday season. First and foremost is finding deals. So if there is a particular product that you're looking for, like a Nintendo Switch 2 or a Labubu, you can tell an AI assistant, hey, this is what I want. Go find the best possible price for me out there. And these assistants are really good at just scouring the internet in its entirety, all of the retail sites out there, and identifying where you can get the best deal. And maybe, you're looking for the item with free overnight shipping, something like that. They can help you find those websites much faster than you could do on your own. They're also really good. I don't know if you've ever had the experience of trying to find a promo code that works.
All
they're
the
really
time.
good.
Who doesn't want to deal?
Yes. So they can't unfortunately generate codes for you that'll work. But if there is a code out there that'll work for the product in question that you're looking for on the site where you're buying it, they'll help you find those much faster than you could on your own as well. And also, if there is a budget that you're trying to stick to this holiday season, you can tell the assistant that you're working with, whether that's ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, say, hey, this is the budget that I'm trying to stick to this holiday season. This is the number of people I'm shopping for. Maybe even this is what I'm thinking of buying for them. And then can you help me kind of stick to my budget this year?
Wow, that is incredible. I never thought to use AI bots and chats in this manner. Now, today is Small Business Friday. If you're a small business, a mom and pop shop. How can you keep up with this? How can you compete with big retailers when you don't have the same amount of resources to even get into AI like this?
That is a very good question. I think it's probably going to come down to content and relationships. I think that really the latter, the relationships, that human connection is where the big box stores can't compete quite as much. And so if you do have relationships with your customers, that may help you in terms of when they're doing their planning using these AI assistants, looking for the best deals. But they may say, hey, I want to shop local. I want to buy it from this store in my community where I know the store owner. And that's probably the best piece of advice I think I could give.
An intentional use of your money for small businesses.
Yes.
Lisa Lacy, thank you so much for this. I guess I'll now be using ChatGPT to help me shop this Christmas.
So will I.
Thank you so much.